Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. I am always in thrift shops looking for high-end style home decor for a lot less than retail, and this week did not disappoint. I found several great finds this week, and as usual, I'm adding a few DIY touches. Come on and join me for this thrift shopping challenge. Welcome back, and let's go ahead and hit the thrift shops again this week and see what we can find. This particular piece of art really caught my attention because of the double matting and because they were both like a linen wrapped matting, so I was really trying hard to imagine different artwork in there. Although I didn't particularly love the frame, the chunkiness of it, I also thought that this little wine bottle holder would be great if you were gifting wine to someone. Go ahead and put it in a little container like this. That's so cute. That would really elevate the gift. Once again this week I'm finding also a lot of pieces of pottery and things like that, ceramics, and so I'm just checking all of those out. This would be great for a cottagecore vibe, that set of those canisters. Someone would love that. This particular thrift store is kind of hit or miss on their pricing. Sometimes I'm surprised by how affordable something is, and then sometimes I'm shocked by how much they have on it, so I always have to turn the items over and see what the price is. I thought that this glass piece might look really pretty at Christmas. This lamp really caught my eye because of those double handles on it. I thought that it had a really great shape. And the ginger jar lamp was one that I actually already have the same one at home. I found this little chair and just found myself wondering if it would make a nice chair for like an end chair, like mix matching your chairs, you know, your dining table if you have two on the ends that didn't match the others. Those were nice and sturdy, and I could see those being painted or restained for $15 each. I thought that was a great deal. And I'm not even going to say much about this set. I'm just going to let you look at it. I thought it was super interesting. So this is what I brought home from the thrift shops. In case you couldn't have guessed, I definitely brought home this double-handled little vase. This cost me $29.99, so they did have it marked up kind of high, especially for this particular thrift store. However, it reminded me so much of this one from McGee Co that I had to grab it because it was the perfect dupe. Not exactly the same shape as this one, but with the handles and the colors, it was so similar that it definitely caught my attention. And for $29.99 versus $650, definitely saved a little bit there. That same store also had this lampshade that was brand new in the wrapping from Target, the Threshold line. And so I just had to take that off and I was good to go with a brand new shade. So I have this lamp set up here on this little side table off of our dining room, and the new shade is on. I think that it's pretty close to the right size and everything. Although this one was kind of hard to fit because the neck on it is like particularly long, but I think it's pretty good. And so one thing I'm noticing, you know, the difference between the inspiration photo, which I'll put up here, and this one is that one doesn't have a base at all. That's a different color. It's all one piece. And this one has not only a base, but like a base that's shiny gold and kind of dates it in a way that I'm not looking for. And so I'm thinking what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna try anything like painting it or anything. It's like, it's an obvious base to this lamp. The two things I might try are removing this. Maybe if I open it up and take a look at it, I might be able to get this whole piece off and just have this sitting here. Or if I can't, then what I'm going to do is just use my tried and true rub and buff to go over it and at least take some of this shiny gold tone out of it, so that it's more of just like a bronze and an earthy, kind of less shiny, less noticeable color. So let me see what I can do. After examining it, I found out that I couldn't get that base piece off without unwiring the whole lamp and taking it completely apart, so it's staying. So I went in, like I said, with my rub and buff just to tone down the shiny gold aspect of the base, and I think that it looks much better with this European gold rub and buff. It's not so shiny and noticeable now. It gives it a more modern touch and fits in better with the rest of our decor. I really love this piece and think it was worth the $30 that I spent on it. for this stylish look. Another thing that I brought home from the thrift shops was this big coffee table book. This is called American Painting, as you can see, and it's full of American paintings. So I really thought that this had some beautiful images inside of it, and I never bring home coffee table books just because they look nice on the outside, only if I'm going to actually flip through them and enjoy the content as well. As an English major, books are first and foremost books, and secondarily it's nice if they also look beautiful. So this one really spoke to me. I love the deep tone of this. It's almost like a very, very dark teal, adds a nice little moodier color to slip into my earthy decor, and I think that this looks great just swapped out for some of my other coffee table books. And next I want to show you something that came into our home this week that was not from the thrift store. This is Caraway's 14-piece glass food storage set in the color cream. Thank you so much to them for sending this over. This is the prettiest and cleanest and just nicest looking food storage set that I have owned by far. So the packaging even was really beautiful. As you can see, everything was packaged super well. This comes with 2 small size containers, 2 mediums, and 1 large, as well as some minis that fit inside of those. These are made of glass and they're coated with ceramic, so they are non-toxic, and they're made with an air release technology to help keep your food fresh. And they also come with these complementary organizers that help to keep your cabinets tidy, that work like this. So these 3 pieces can stick together kind of like with a magnet, and you can arrange them how you would like to in your cabinet. This also comes with this handy little eraser that you can use to get scuffs off of this set and clean it, and I just love this set. I'm going to make this my first official Christmas present suggestion and recommendation for 2024. I know we're kicking it off early, but I like to start shopping early. So this is a beautiful set. It does come in this cream color that I received, as well as other colors. So I'm going to leave this in the description box so you can check it out. Another thing that I brought home from the thrift shops was this vase. Now this is from Target. A couple of years back they had a couple of shapes of this basic vase. As you can see on the bottom there, I paid $6.99 for it. The sticker on the bottom says $35. However, nowadays I can see that people are selling these as collectibles for a lot more, as you see there, which I find interesting. But in any case, I really, really love this one. I love the modern shape. I love the detailing down the side. It's nice and heavy. It just feels substantial. And for now, I'm styling this with some Simasifuga, and I think that that looks really good with it. I will link to this floral on Amazon. However, I will warn you, it's not the highest quality. Like, you can't bend the stems or anything, but I'll still link it because it's a little less than the A floral version. Another thing that I brought home from the thrift shops was this little simple tube of wrapping paper for $1.99. It was only $4.99 to begin with, but still, that's less than half. So I went ahead and picked that up to have on hand at Christmas time. Another thing we did around our house this week was finally changed out our interior hardware, and I've been waiting a long time to do this, so I was really excited. The picture on the right shows how ours originally started. You've heard me say before that our house was built in the late 80s, and our hardware definitely was screaming 80s with the shiny gold. I had taken off some of the edge of that shine by sanding them with high grit sandpaper, and that was what you saw there at first, but I still always intended to change them out. So we ended up going with the Quickset Casey line from Lowe's, and I love them. Thank you so much to Lowe's for collaborating with me on this upgrade. I was excited not only to have the new hardware, but to change over to a door pull or handle rather than a knob. Although I was admittedly torn between styles, I do love how modern and sleek these new handles look on our doors, and I could not be happier. I also took this opportunity to go in with my magic eraser and clean up some of those door edges where they can get grimy, and now they look so refreshed. Now this next item I've actually had on hand for a while. I did thrift it, but it's been months since I did. But I'm going to be using this to try out making a tissue pot. So I saw this last year sometime. I think this is not my original idea, but I've been wanting to try it, and I realized I had this vessel that would be just about the right size. So you need something that has a smallish mouth opening, but not too small that you can't fit the tissues inside. So as you can see, I have a spare box of tissues that I have removed from the box. And instead of just trying to shove them in exactly like they came out of the box, which is like this, where they don't fit in the vessel like that. So if you lay them long ways and then kind of smush them, you can kind of work them in slowly. And then once you have them all the way inside, as long as you keep track of which side is up, you can just use your fingers to rotate the tissues inside of there and get the center part towards the top. It actually didn't take very long at all. And then you can just pull tissues out of it as usual. The nice thing about this is that this looks so much more elevated to me and intentional as a piece of decor rather than a tissue box. So with this idea, you could put tissues anywhere and they're going to look so much better than just the box. If you like this idea, you might want to take a look around your decor stash at your home right now, because it might be that you have a vessel on hand right now where you could go ahead and try this project. And that about wraps up today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed this and gotten some thrifting inspiration for yourself and for your home. If you did enjoy the video, I just ask that you would please hit the like button and then also leave a comment letting me know what you enjoyed. Also, if you didn't watch last week's video, which was called Tips for Thrifting a Cohesive and Curated Home, go back and watch it because it was part 1 and part 2 is coming next week. I know many of you said you were really looking forward to part 2, so if you missed part 1, you don't want to be behind, so I will link it here and in the description box. If you would like to see more of these videos in your feed, also go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Have a great week, and in the meantime, I'll see you at the next video.